Hello, this is post-production Doug here, and I just wanted to let you guys know that in the intro to this video, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna talk about the cosmetics for Black Ops 6, but I'm actually not going to. Uh, and a small part of that was because I actually did film the cosmetic section of it, but it just kind of was like, extremely shitty, and you'll also see because I left a message about it in the edit as well. Um, but another reason why I kind of didn't want to incorporate it was because I kind of want that to be its own video, because I feel strongly not just about cosmetics in Black Ops 6, but cosmetics in the gaming world as a whole, and I feel like it kind of warrants its own video. So that's why I'm not gonna have it here. I apologize, but I will be making a cosmetics video sometime in the future because I do feel strongly about it. So yeah, thank you for understanding, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video.
You can absolutely melt the doppelghasts and amalgams in Citadel Daymore, and some of these strats will even take them out in one hit. First of all, let's talk about
you guys are
these things are
you guys are a little busy here. My name is Dougie J, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about everyone's favorite AAA studio, Activision, and more specifically, the new installment of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. I'm gonna dive in and touch on the multiplayer, the cosmetics, and the zombies. You may have noticed that I did not say campaign. I have not played the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, nor have I played any Call of Duty campaign. Actually, the only campaign that I can remember that I ever finished was the Call of Duty Ghost campaign. And the only reason I even played it was because I knew the Eminem song was in it, which the Eminem song didn't even show up until you beat the entire campaign. I'm actually not going to waste any more time, and we're just going to get right into it. All right, so first topic of discussion here, multiplayer. Overall, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Blanket statement, I think the multiplayer is great compared to, like I said, the last COD game that I played was Cold War. There's a lot of positives, not a lot of negatives. And there are some negatives that other people have that I kind of don't really share. So the first, and I would say the biggest positive about the Black Ops 6 multiplayer is probably the addition of Omni movement. I want to say it's the first time it's ever been introduced to a first-person shooter game, or at least some type of shooter game. I'm sure there's going to be some weird, obscure, indie game or something like that from 2015 that's probably added Omni movement, and I probably just have no fucking idea. So at first I kind of thought the Omni movement was COD's new gimmick. Call of Duty every year kind of adds I don't know, they try to they say they add something new, but it's really just I don't know, a gimmick mechanic or something like that. I'm sure I can find an example and I'll throw one up. So at first I thought Omni Movement was COD's way of making the game feel like it was worth $70, because most games out there kind of fool you with their changes or their new additions that they add to their games. It's like Pokemon, where it's oh, okay, we have a new map and we're gonna throw in 20 new Pokemon, and that's it. We're not going to change the performance issues or the quality of our game, but we're sure as hell going to add a fucking Flamingo Pokemon. But real talk though, the Omni movement, when I first played the beta for Black Ops 6, I was like, holy shit, this is a major change and a major step forward for Call of Duty. So also keep this in mind, I'm a PC COD gamer, right? And it felt super smooth. The way you can change directions so fluidly is insane to me, and it doesn't even feel real. And honestly, I can't even imagine how much better it must feel on a controller. Being able to just fluidly rotate your stick and your guy fucking just I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but you're just rotating your stick and your guy's able to just fucking move smoothly. The way you can change directions, you can go left, backwards, and there's no I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't feel like you've stopped and then changed a direction. And I think being able to change directions and really keep your momentum going is really beneficial to a game like Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is like a run and gun type of game. Like it's a very fast-paced game, and if you break momentum for like a second, then like it really kind of pulls the fast pace away. Like or like maybe you'll be in a mode and you'll be fucking sprinting and be like, oh shit, dude, like I'm running mantling, you fucking quickscope a guy, fucking ladder stall, Y, you know, and then you switch up a direction, and then all of a sudden you kind of slow down. You're like, fuck, dude, fuck. Another thing COD did really well this year, I thought, in my opinion, and I know a lot of other people are gonna have varying opinions on this, because I know that time to kill kind of varies in this game, but I honestly think that the time to kill is not that bad, and a big part of that is because I think the guns are similar to like, I don't know, like a Modern Warfare 2 game. They all feel like they're usable. If you're going up against a gun that feels extremely overpowered, I feel like Call of Duty did a really good job this year of adding guns that you're able to like counterpick, and they're also extremely OP. Like for example, the Krig and the I don't know, the shotgun. I call it the Remington still because I'm like Black Ops 2 pilled as fuck, but I honestly feel like in past Call of Duties, I kind of feel that the time to kill was not as like consistent, because I'm not gonna say that it's faster, slower, but it feels consistent. Like it feels consistent throughout guns. It's like, okay, I can use this gun, and it's like, all right, I understand how I'm getting a hit marker, or like I understand how I'm able to kill this guy in this amount of time with this gun and this gun. And it kind of feels like there's a balance, and like I said, a huge part of that was the guns themselves. And I feel like in past Call of Duties, they pushed out all these new guns, or like they even brought back guns. They're like, oh my god, look at this, we're bringing back the PPSH or something, or we're bringing back the Bison. You were kind of like restricted on using like 5 or 6 guns, and like it didn't really feel like you had much variety to use. Back to this game, like I feel like the time to kill with the gun variation is very balanced, even though I know sometimes it might not seem very balanced. I've had my fair share of unbalanced time to kill interactions.
No way, man.
But overall, I really think that COD did a very solid job on not only the time to kill, but the gun variation and making each gun feel useful. I know that Call of Duty has been notorious for releasing guns in the Battle Pass that are just completely broken, and the Krig is one of them. Yes, they are free, so you don't have to buy the Battle Pass to get the gun, which is nice. And if they would have actually locked that behind a paywall, then then that would have just been fucking ridiculous. But like in this game, the Krig is a Battle Pass gun, and you can argue that that trend is kind of similar, and I can kind of agree with you that the Battle Pass guns are still a little bit too overtuned. I think the guns have been much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they've been moderated more in this Call of Duty than the previous Battle Pass skins in other Call of Duties. And before I move on to the last subtopic that everyone loves to talk about, I kind of want to talk about the ranked mode. I want to say Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty that they ever introduced like a public ranked mode. And in Black Ops 6, I mean, there's really not much I can say about the ranked mode, because I mean, I feel like it's kind of been, you know, similar throughout the years, and it's kind of hard to fuck up a ranked mode. Obviously, you can sit here and talk about elo gain, elo loss. You can talk about like, oh, like, is it really matching me up with teammates of my skill level? Like, why am I like you can complain about that in any matchmaking game, and I kind of don't want to talk about that because I kind of feel like that topic of discussion is kind of redundant. I guess my biggest complaint about ranked mode is, why the fuck is this shit so boring, bro? Why can I only pick from 2 assault rifles and like 3 submachine guns? Like, what are we doing here? Like, yeah, I understand that like some guns are broken, right? But it's like, bro, like, I don't know, dude, like, doesn't that make like the esports scene like more enjoyable? I mean, I could just be like completely wrong because I don't know anything about competitive Call of Duty esports. I'm not involved in the scene like at all. Why are you removing like 95% of the guns, bro? Like I understand removing some of the equipment, and then I understand like the limited perks. I think there's really only like 4 perks too. And like I understand that because then it, you know, like keeps it the same and it keeps everyone on like a fair ground. But like, dude, come on, bro. Dude, leave the Krig, man. Leave the shotgun, dude. Black Ops 2 had shotguns. Black Ops 2 comp had shotguns, snipers, assault rifle, SMG. We had a good list of assault rifles, a good SMG list. The fucking Remington. I love the Remington, in case you couldn't tell. I understand that it's just a fucking run and gun shooter. So it's like at least make ranked mode like more enjoyable. So now it's time to address the elephant in the room, which is SBMM. What skill-based matchmaking basically is the game will try to put you in a lobby based on your performance from previous games. So I can give you a little bit of example here. So like, basically, let's say I jump into a game and I just start fucking shitting on kids, right? And I go like, I don't know, like 65 and 10. It will take that game and let's say even like the past like 2 or 3 games before that, I went like, I don't know, like I went positive. I went very positive. It'll take those games, it'll clump them together, and it'll kind of like, from my understanding, it'll kind of give you like an imaginary rank for that time being. And then it will try and pair you up with other people who are of similar skill level. So it's supposed to pair you up with people who also went 65 and 5 and nuked their lobby and went like 45 and 10, 39 and 5 or something like that. Like it's supposed to pair you up with those people so that it'll be a fair match. And then vice versa, like if you're getting shit on, then they're gonna put you in a lobby of people who are similar to your, I don't know, I'll just keep calling it an imaginary rank. And they'll take, you know, your last 3-4 games that you were absolutely getting fucking ass blasted, and they will pair you up with other people who were also getting ass blasted. But instead of Call of Duty doing that with their SBMM, what it kind of feels like is when I do go 65 and 5 and I drop a nuke, and then let's say in my other 2 games, you know, I go positive. I don't destroy, but I go positive. I feel like the skill-based matchmaking kind of looks at that and is like, damn, you did pretty good that one game. You know what, let's put him up against FaZe. The SBMM in Black Ops 6 just doesn't really feel fair most of the time, which is kind of odd to think about because it's like, is the skill-based matchmaking AI or whatever it is it doing its job a little too well, maybe, perhaps? I don't know. However, this is going to be an extremely hot take, so I just want to warn you right now before you get triggered. Although I don't like the skill-based matchmaking and how it works, and I think it's a little bit unfair. Oh my God, this is going to be tough to say. Oh my God, okay. I don't have a problem with the skill-based matchmaking. I think that it's okay to go shit on kids for 5 games and then get shit on for like 6 or 7 games in a row. You can call me crazy for thinking this, but at least from what I can remember, I always just feel like that's been like a thing in COD ever since World at War. Or like maybe the lobbies weren't as bad as they were nowadays, and I can kind of share that sentiment. But overall though, I have a hard time, you know, like acknowledging it as like an extremely negative trait to Black Ops 6. God, I hate saying this because I know I'm just gonna get fucking railed. I know I'm gonna get railed for this take. But I really do feel like every COD had like that cycle. And I know us older folk who have reached certified UNC status, maybe we're kind of losing it a little bit. You know, I don't wanna do friendly fire. That's the last thing I wanna do, is take shots at my own people, you know? Take shots at my fellow UNCs. But you know, like, maybe the reason that you kept shitting on people when you were in, like, I don't know, MW2 lobbies, maybe the reason that you were shitting on people so much is maybe because you were 13, 14, and you had insane reaction time. and you literally had nothing else to do in your life besides come home, not do your homework, and just play Call of Duty for hours and hours. So maybe we're just getting a little bit older, and I hate to admit that, especially me, because my birthday was like fairly recently, like last week was my birthday, and I turned 25. So and I'm already feeling like old as shit for some reason. Wait, huh? I'm technically Gen Z? That's kind of crazy. I was born in 2000. Yo, shout out all my Gen Z motherfuckers out there. Shout out, shout out. But yeah, dude, maybe our generation's just chalked, bro. Like, maybe it's time to just fucking hang up the sticks, for real. Now, I finally get to talk about probably my favorite part about any Call of Duty game, the zombies. Now I do want to throw a little disclaimer out there. As of me recording this, I know that there's a new zombies map that they released somewhat recently, I would say in the last month or so, and I believe it's called The Tomb. I have not played that map. From what I've heard online and from other people who have played it, sounds like a pretty fun and exciting new map. But real talk though, I have not played that map yet. I'm gonna talk about the other maps, the other 3 maps that Black Ops 6 has, but I'm not gonna be talking about Tomb just because I haven't really played it. Also, another thing, the last zombies that I have played was Cold War. So take that how you will. And I believe Cold War also introduced the big like open world zombies map. I want to say that was kind of like Cold War's thing. The only map that I ever remember playing from Cold War is, I want to say it was the remake of the first ever zombies map. I don't even know the first ever zombie map's name, so sorry, fake fan. I know I said that zombies is like my favorite part about Call of Duty, but I'm not like super into zombies. I would say that I'm a very casual player when it comes to zombies. I still like to do the Easter eggs and stuff, but you won't catch me going for high rounds. Like, you won't catch me going for round 100. I don't think I've ever hit round 100 actually on any map ever. And it's really because I don't really like have the time to do that. And also zombies for me, like, yeah, it's fun, but like it kind of gets like super repetitive, obviously, you know, because I mean, what else can you do in a fucking zombies game mode? You know, you're just trying to survive. So yeah, I just kind of want to throw that out there. The last zombies I played was Cold War. And I also believe that that was the introduction of like Warzone mechanics. I could be like completely wrong, but if I'm remembering right, that was when they added like the scrap, the chopper gunner, and like other things you could buy with the scrap. And then also, I have not played Vanguard zombies at all, which I don't think Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 had zombies. I could be wrong, but I don't remember them having zombies, or else I probably would have bought those games, honestly. But I do know that Vanguard has zombies. I did not play Vanguard, but I've only heard great things about Vanguard zombies.
There is no Easter egg. There are no wall weapons to buy.
So when I do like my comparisons for this zombies compared to older zombies, I'm really gonna start at Cold War and then move backwards, because I just think, you know, that's fair. And even though these AAA companies aren't gonna be fair to us, I'm going to be fair to them, because I'm the bigger man here. Now, like I said, I was never that deep into zombies. I don't really know all of the zombies lore. I would say the majority of the lore that I know probably ends at Black Ops 2. Every other game I just kind of got more lost and lost and lost as the games went on. Now, someone's got to fill me in here a little bit in the comments. What the fuck happened to Rick Coffin? What happened to like the original 4 people? I'm not gonna, you know, dive too deep into the zombie story, because yes, the zombie story is cool, and it's nice that they do have their own separate story apart from the campaign. However, the way that I have kind of been playing it is like, okay, I'm just here to shoot and kill zombies. I want to play as a cool character, and I just want to shoot and kill zombies. I want the cool wonder weapon. I want the cool like buildables or whatever, and like I just want to fuck up zombies. No, but for real though, like what happened to Richtofen, bro? Like why is he like, why do I not see him anymore? Why is he like a fucking like voice or whatever? And also, I just kind of want to touch on, because I know it's kind of big right now in the zombie scene, that that a few of the voice actors for the new characters in Black Ops 6, they have kind of stepped back because COD has introduced AI for the voices, and it's really ruined the experience. If you guys want to watch like an extremely detailed video on that, Mr. Waffle Waffles has a great video on how AI is ruining Black Ops 6 zombies. I don't know, maybe it's because I work in the movie industry and I have like seen so many stories, and I just consume, and like me myself, I consume so much media, whether it's like anime, TV shows, movies. I consume so much of it on a daily basis that like I can't really get too involved into stories anymore like I used to. Most stories seem very generic, and the zombies story kind of feels like your typical zombie story. I never really thought the story was very like innovative. Yeah, we're killing zombies, and it's like, how do you make killing zombies more interesting? Oh, well, we're gonna add time travel. And then really, time travel was kind of like the big gimmick in the zombie story for a while, from what I can remember. And please take all of this with a grain of salt, because I don't really pay the closest attention to the story. But from my understanding, it's a lot of alternate universes, a lot of time travel. In terms of a zombie story though, it's never really been done like that, so I can give it props there that like, okay, this is sick. And then also how you have different character groups who are also going through their own individual story arcs, which is also very nice. Black Ops 6, specifically, the zombie story, I don't think I can really fully review it because we don't have all the pieces yet. Liberty Falls was, I don't know who that doctor was in the Easter egg that you, oh wait, hold on, spoilers, by the way. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, wee woo, wee woo, spoiler alert. In Liberty Falls, in the Easter egg, you fight like this doctor, but he's not a physical being, but then he turns into a physical being because as you're fighting the boss, you kind of help him out by fighting the boss or whatever, and he kind of goes from this astral being to a physical being, but I don't really know who that doctor is. My biggest pet peeve is like, are they like absolutely like insufferable to like play with? They're not really. Their voice lines are, you know, obviously the voice lines are gonna be corny as fuck. Story-wise though, I mean, it seems like a pretty coherent storyline. It seems like a pretty interesting one too. And a lot of like fighting doctors too. But I think we just kind of gotta wait for the new maps to come out and the story to progress even more to really like fully judge the story. Now I want to talk about the maps. When this Call of Duty dropped, I was a little nervous because I saw that they still had the Warzone type of UI. They still had the points system above the zombie's head. They still had the crafting and the armor, and that made me a little bit nervous. But then when it got closer to launch day and I was like, okay, there's no like big open world maps, I kind of had a little more faith. The game launched with 2 maps, Liberty Falls and Terminus, and I honestly loved both of them, like from the jump. I want to talk about Liberty Falls first, because I feel like out of the 2 maps, I feel like Liberty Falls is definitely the more casual map than Terminus, solely because I feel like there's so much to do in Liberty Falls. There's so many mini Easter eggs that you can do. Like for example, one of the mini Easter eggs is like you have to collect like 4 or 5 stuffed bunnies, and then you go to the bowling alley, and then you literally start playing a bowling minigame. And there's an Easter egg, I think, where you like cook a grenade, you throw it up, there's a zombie head that's like stuck on a post like on top of this church, and then all of a sudden it'll start like raining points and raining scrap. And I kind of want to talk about the Wonder Fizz machine too, just for like half a second. I think that's a really great addition. I know they probably added it like in previous Call of Duties, but like I haven't played zombies in a minute, so I kind of forgot about it. But I think it's really cool how it's like, hey, after like, I want to say it's round 25, it's like, hey, you can go to this machine and you can buy, literally all the perks are there, so you don't have to run around the entire map. But Liberty Falls is definitely more casual, and I would say it's more of your classic like survival zombies map. I would almost consider it like similar to like a town-esque map, except just more of a town. And they also, real quick, they also brought back the jet gun, which is really sick. If you play Black Ops 1 Zombies, the fucking jet gun is super sick. And also, you don't have to unbox the jet gun. Unlike in Black Ops 1 where you have to unbox it, you can actually build the jet gun. The main Easter egg is very simple to do, even without the directed mode, which I'll talk about the directed mode in a little bit, but even without the directed mode, it's pretty simple. Like, you build the jet gun and you use the jet gun to, you know, basically complete the Easter egg. This isn't like map specific, but, and I don't know when they added this, because I kind of feel like this has been a thing. It might have been added in Vanguard, I don't know. They have power-up icons. They have one of each power-up. If you don't know what a power-up is like insta-kill, max ammo, nuke, fire sale, you know. Those are called power-ups. And they scattered one of each power-up like across the map. And if you shoot that power-up, then it will spawn the corresponding power-up that you shot. And I don't know if it's new in Black Ops 6 or, because I kind of feel like it's been a thing. I don't remember in Cold War at all. And you can only shoot them once per game. And then now the second map, Terminus, is, I would say it's fairly casual. It's a little more intense than Liberty Falls is. To me, Liberty Falls is kind of like that map that you come home after work, you hop on your Xbox, and you're just with the boys, and you're just like, yo, dude, let's just fucking like run some zombies real quick. Like, I only got like an hour and a half before I gotta go to bed. Let's load up a Liberty Falls game. Terminus is kind of like, you got a snow day or something for school, and you're at home with the boys, and you're like, oh, dude, let's fucking play Terminus, bro. Let's just fucking grind Terminus. It feels more of like a grindy, like, I don't know, like a more like advanced, like grindy map than Liberty Falls. But Terminus is the second launch map, and I really enjoy it. I was a little nervous at first. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I played Liberty Falls so much and I just didn't even want to try Terminus. It felt a little overwhelming at first, but honestly though, like, Terminus is a really fun map. I think the Easter egg on the map is also pretty easy to understand. I'm not gonna like completely spoil it, but you do use the wonder weapon in this Easter egg to complete like a good portion of it. And then also one thing that I thought was interesting is how they introduced the new enemy type in the Easter egg. And I'm not gonna spoil that again. And I believe the new enemy was called the Amalgam. And that was the new Terminus, I'll call it like mini boss zombie. The only part that I kind of didn't like about the Terminus Easter egg, and then I kind of also don't like about the Liberty Falls Easter egg, is I kind of feel like the boss fights were kind of mid. And I don't really know like how much better you could do a boss fight in zombies, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like, really repetitive, because like at the end, you know, you fight this giant squid, and you know, it can only do so many attacks. I also love the map design of Terminus, because you kind of spawn on, like, I'll call it the main island. There's like 5 or 6 sections on the main island, so it's like you can stay on the main island and, you know, not get bored of it, and like, you know, like have plenty of different spots to train zombies. And they also added these, I believe there's like 3 or 4 islands that are like just outside of the main island, and you can get in a boat and you can travel to these islands. And I believe there's one that's like a shipwreck too. I thought that was a cool idea, because I mean, to my knowledge, it's the only zombies game that's had like multiple islands that you could just freely travel to whenever you wanted. The only like downside of these islands is, for me, is like, I never really found myself wanting to go to the islands. I kind of just wanted to stay on the mainland and train there, because I think it's easier to train there. And also, there's really not much to do on the islands. I mean, like, really the only things you can do is like, if you're doing the Easter egg, then you have to go to the islands. Once you're done with the Easter egg and like you're replaying the map, the only time that I ever found myself like voluntarily going to the islands was to move the box. So like I said, I have not played the new map, the Tomb. So the newest map I'm going to be talking about here is Citadel des Morts. And I remember I watched no trailer, no nothing. Like, this map just dropped, and then my buddy was like, yo, dude, like, they dropped a new map, we should play it. And then I remember playing it, and I was like, oh, this is fucking sick, dude, this is sick. And then I started to do the Easter egg, and I was like, oh shit, this is sick. And then I got to the boss fight, and I'm like, okay, I guess. Citadel des Morts, to me, feels like the least casual map out of the map pool. It's very, I don't know, the layout could be confusing to most new Zombies players. But if you do play the map often enough, you will slowly learn it, and it will slowly become like, oh, okay, I know where to go now. I know how to get into the castle. I know where Pack-a-Punch is, blah, blah, blah. For sure, like, if you're a casual player who only has, like, you know, like an hour and a half to play, it can be really confusing, and it can be a little frustrating too, because there's so many different avenues. Like, there's secret tunnels that you can take from the castle down. You can get into a cannon, shoot out of a cannon, and go back to the spawn area. There's like a, I don't know, like a painting portal that'll take you back into the castle, and then there's an underground in the castle, and then there's a little sewer system that you can go through in the castle, and it'll take you back to the spawn area. There's a lot of sections in the map, and it can be really confusing to a casual player. And honestly, I like the design of the map. I really love it. You got the castle, and then you have like the village in the bottom part, and then you got like a farm-ish area, and then you have, you know, like your street shop area, you know, and then you have like the castle, and then you have the dungeon underneath the castle where they hold the prisoners and stuff. In terms of like design, I think it's definitely the best looking map in Black Ops 6 for sure. The wonder weapons, aka the swords, which are basically just ripoffs of the elemental staffs from Origins, they're really cool. One of them is a flame sword. One of them is a void sword, which can open a portal and shit, and zombies get sucked into it. One of them's a lightning sword that can go through multiple zombies at a time. And there's another one that's a wind sword that can like create like a force field around you. You can just fucking like run through zombies. And they're very easy to get. And then you have to upgrade the sword, but honestly, the process is kind of easy to remember once you've upgraded them like 2 or 3 times. The only thing that I don't like, and I can't remember if they nerfed this or not, or if this was just the way it was, but I want to say like they kind of made the swords a little obsolete, because yes, you can do the special abilities with the sword, but you can also use the sword as a melee weapon. And I believe it one-shots up until like round 30 or something like that with just using it as a melee. And then the abilities kind of fall off like shortly after, like maybe 10 rounds after. It kind of felt like my sword's abilities, besides the Void Sword, I think the Void Sword just kind of stays powerful, and I think it is like the best sword. I feel like the damage drop-off is a little too extreme, especially considering the amount of like zombies that pile on top of you on that map. Like, it is actually like insane how many zombies spawn on like early rounds, like 25 and 30. The Easter egg's really cool because like they force you to unlock all the swords and upgrade all the swords. And I'm not gonna spoil too much. It's a lot of like memorization and a lot of like codes, which I like codes. I like inputting codes and stuff, and like, oh, like where are the missing pieces to the codes, you know? I like finding that shit. Like I said though, the boss fight, maybe it was because I was with a 3-man and I wasn't doing it solo, but to me, the boss felt extremely underwhelming. So in Liberty Falls and Terminus, the Pack-a-Punch camos were the same for both of those maps, and then they changed it for Citadel des Morts, and I like them better. I will say though, I want to shit on the Pack-a-Punch camos really quickly, because I know they change them every Call of Duty. They have not been good since like Black Ops 3, bro. And honestly, even though, you know, the Pack-a-Punch camos in Black Ops 6 look like poop, the ones on Citadel des Morts look a little less like poop, in my opinion. I also fuck with the fact that they brought back probably one of my favorite perks from Black Ops 2, Vulture. That was super sick. And then also with the, I don't know, like the perk tree system where you can add upgrades to your perks. I thought the upgrades for Vulture were really sick. And I love that they're like slowly bringing back older perks that people have loved throughout all the Call of Duty games. I'm still waiting on Double Tap. Activision, can we add Double Tap into zombies, please? Maybe it's in the tomb, I don't know, but please add Double Tap. please, all that stuff that I said about Black Ops 6 Zombies, let's just push that to the side. Because the real reason why I love zombies, and it's been one of my favorite parts of zombies, is the glitches. Now, I could be crazy for thinking this. I feel like there's a lot of glitches in Black Ops 6 compared to the older Call of Duties. And then also on Liberty Falls, I guess there was a glitch where you can turn into a chopper gunner, and there's like 3 or 4 different like God mode glitches for Liberty Falls as well. I'm really glad to see that the glitches are still like a huge thing in zombies. Because I've been away from the scene for like 4 years, you know, and I know there weren't that many glitches in previous zombies. Like I know there was some glitches, but there really wasn't that many, or at least not as many notable glitches that I can really like recall too well. The addition of director mode was a really nice thing that they did. If you don't know what directed mode is, it's basically a new zombies mode where if you don't feel like figuring out the Easter egg for yourself, you can select directed mode and it will literally direct you through each step of the Easter egg. And I think the directed mode makes the steps super easy to follow and it doesn't take too much time. And I believe it caps at like round 15. So it's not like you're doing the Easter egg like on round 50 and like you have to worry about a swarm of zombies. You're killing the final boss on round 15. And the zombies are gonna be round 15 level. It kind of turns the Easter egg experience like into like a casual like experience for everyone. And it also, you know, encourages more people to be like, oh, you know what? Let me do this Easter egg, which indirectly brings someone into the story aspect. Maybe some more casual players who are doing the directed mode Easter egg are getting more involved with the story. Maybe they're like, oh wow, like I'm liking this storyline. I want to, you know, stay invested in this storyline. No matter if you're a casual or like a competitive zombies gamer, I'll call it, I think that it has a spot for everyone. And I mean, compared to, you know, previous Call of Duties, I think it really hit the mark. Zombies is like probably one of the main reasons as to why I haven't like completely dropped Black Ops 6 yet. So overall though, I think Black Ops 6 is one of the better COD games that we've had since World War II. I am a PC gamer. I've been a PC gamer since like fucking like 2015 now. And sadly, the game still doesn't feel 100% optimized for PC like I kind of thought it would. But I do understand that like not only is like the competitive scene on console, but I'm sure that their main audience is on console. And, you know, as a business, you do have to cater to your biggest and like main audience, which, you know, I totally understand that. And it has felt a little bit better for PC, I will say that. There are less fucking shaders, thank God. I fucking hate shaders. Overall, though, this is a really nice Call of Duty. And I know they took, if I'm thinking right, this game took like an extra year to come out. And it kind of felt like the extra year was for the Omni movement, maybe. Because I don't really see any other like notably big changes. Like it still just feels like, you know, like your average like Call of Duty game that gets released every year. If I would have to rate Call of Duty Black Ops 6 without taking the campaign into account, I would have to give Call of Duty Black Ops 6 a 7 out of 10. In terms of, and I'm comparing this to other COD games that have come before. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see me play the campaign and review the campaign. But really, I mean, I guess the only other COD campaign I can really compare it to is COD Ghost. But let me know if you want to see me play the campaign anyway, because I've been kind of itching to play the Call of Duty campaigns because I kind of feel like I've been missing out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing weekend, and stay safe.